Hey guys, what is up? Um, Let me know if you can hear me okay as you are jumping on. Say hi and let me know where you're tuning in from. Um, I have an awesome business entrepreneur joining me today on today's live. Her name's Tennille, so 10 for short. Thankfully, she has rescheduled with me because, hey Mel, we were going to do this a couple of weeks ago, but my little one was so sick. So 10 has been amazing to reschedule. I'll bring her on now and her. Hello, lovely. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for jumping on today.
So
Appreciate it.
welcome. I just
And
noticed
for
my hair is a mess. All good.
It's all good. It is fine. Thank you for rescheduling after my last little hiccup with my sick one. It was madness. So I do appreciate it so much.
No problems at all. I'm glad to
Um,
be here.
so let's get stuck into it. And so a little bit of background history. So you came from your corporate career of 11 years.
Yes.
And you stepped into the online space after not too long. Um,
Mm-hmm.
do you mind sharing a little bit about your background and your career and where you came from and how you found out about this and why you started?
Yeah, of course. I'd love to. So I come from the corporate world. When I finished school, I actually got a job in insurance, which was really at the time just to tie me over because I did real estate. I did my diploma in real estate, and I was told by my mum, "You're too young to go out and do sales. So go and get yourself a job for a year, get into the
Mm-hmm.
real world, and then go back and do sales."
Right.
And so I started out selling insurance at the age of like 18. It was my first full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. I know it sounds really, really bizarre to say that, but I loved the culture, I loved the people, and I just saw so much opportunity to step into leadership in that
Mm-hmm.
sense, like in the corporate sense of leadership.
Yeah. Sort of like you work your
And
way up. Yeah.
yeah, and so I realized within months that I wanted to become a leader in that business.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked my way to a leadership role within like 2 years, I think 2 or 3 years, and
Wow.
took some side steps to get there. And I absolutely loved it. I adored being a leader. I adored the corporate world. I was so excited. I was a workaholic, and it wasn't
Yes.
until I actually had a breakup and my heart got broken. Hey, Austin. And like I booked a trip to go overseas, and my manager at the time, who was a really, really special mentor for me, who was probably the most inspiring woman I knew at the time, she said, "Why are you booking a return ticket? Like, why are you not taking a 12-month career break and just traveling? Like,
Mm-hmm.
why would you not just like travel the world when you're taking this time off and you've got this job to come back to?" And so I didn't want to at the time, but she was like, "You will learn more about yourself in that 12 months than what you will ever learn in this job in 12 months."
Yeah.
And so I ended up just thinking, you know what? My personal development is so important. If
Mm.
that's going to grow me and I get to like find myself again, then I'm going to do that.
Why not?
And
Yeah.
yeah, and so I did. But when I came back, I was a different person. Like, I was not someone who was talking about work at barbecues. I was not the girl who wanted to do 12-hour days and not get paid for it. I was like,
You
"Fuck
had a
this, what
taste
if..."
of, I guess, like that freedom, I guess, and away from the 9 to 5.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And I was like, there's got to be more to life than working in an office. like no
Mm-hmm.
offense, like and you know, it was really fulfilling, but once I had that time traveling and that space and just like that freedom, I came back and I just wanted to have more impact, you know. I loved working with people and leading people, but I didn't want to just be doing it in that sense. I wanted to be doing it in
Yeah.
a way that felt inspiring, that, you know, got to use my strengths. And so my mum at the time, because I kept telling her, oh, it just doesn't, like, I'm just not fulfilled. I don't know what it is, but I want to do something else. Like, I still want to earn really good money, but I want more. And she
More,
basically
right.
told me, yeah, I want more. Like, I want more fulfillment and I want more freedom because I don't want to be stuck in this system that it doesn't matter if I work 12-hour days or I work 7.5 hours. Essentially, we only still get as far as we get in corporate, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you can only go so far. And I realized that because when I got back from the 12-month career break, I was only doing like 7.5 hours versus the 12 hours that I did before I left.
Right.
And nothing changed. I still
Changed.
got the same results. Like, if anything, I was better at my job. Like, I'd grown on that
A
career
lot more.
break. And
Yeah.
yeah.
It was kind of like
and
Groundhog Day. Same day after, same. Yep.
Yeah, because we think that the harder that we work, the further ahead that we get, but it's not always the case, right? Sometimes it's about working smarter and
Not
like
harder.
and creating space for ourselves, which obviously I never did that before. And so she told me about a woman online who she had seen as a single mama who previously was like struggling and probably just not doing a lot. And she said she's seen this woman transform her life and like walk on stages of the world, travel, take her family to Disneyland and just create like a lot of abundance and really step into her leadership. And she was like, I don't know what she does, Tennille, but she just basically runs a business on Facebook and she just like posts inspiring quotes all day. And I'm just like, what? She gets paid all this money? Wow. Okay. And
Yeah.
so I reached out to her, and what it was then was it was network marketing, and I gave that a go for like I think I was in a network marketing business for 2 years, and it was amazing, and I loved it, and it opened my eyes and it got me dreaming again, but it wasn't the vehicle for me, and it wasn't aligned, and I realized that I actually got really burnt out.
Working a lot.
Well, yeah, working corporate and then working like this side business, which didn't really feel like a side business because not only were you doing like selling products and marketing yourself, you were also in this business being a health coach and like being like a freaking cheerleader to help people with their health goals and doing all this stuff that I wasn't actually getting paid for, which I liked doing. But when you kind of go all out and you don't get that reward and then you get burnt out, you're just like, what's the point? Like a really good friend of mine, she was in the business with me and she actually got hit by a bus. She was only 26 years old. And I don't know, something happened to me and I was just like, this just doesn't feel aligned. Like, what's the point in just like literally getting to burnout point when life is short? Like, you want to be doing something that feels good, right? And so I had to let go of my ego. And even although I set big goals in that business, I had to go, you know what? I still have my dream, but I want to get that freedom and create that lifestyle for myself in a way that feels good. And I don't want to sacrifice that. And so I let go of network marketing. And it felt right. And then a year later, my best friend, who is a amazing transformational mindset coach, she's had a really successful business. She loved what she did, and then I saw her step into our online community now, and she stepped away from that business and just dove all into this, and I just saw her having so many shifts in herself.
Personal development type and growth.
Yeah. And like, it's, personal development, Bettina, wasn't new to her because she was already a coach, but she was still having so much breakthroughs, and I could see just in her relationships, like she was
Mm.
just, letting down all these guards. And I was like, wow, like this community is doing something for her, and I want it. And I haven't given up on my dream of freedom. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, if not this, then what? So I sat on the fence, and I wish I just like jumped in instead of watching for so long.
So long. Yeah.
But I sat on the fence, which is silly because that just strengthens that muscle of resistance. As you
Yeah.
probably, you would see that because we talk to people every day who want it. They have a dream, but they don't chase after it because of fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I ended up just jumping in, and I knew that I could make it work. And I loved the
Mm-hmm.
idea. I love the fact that we don't have to sell a product, and we don't have to be like, our brand doesn't have to be like skincare or oils or freaking potions or pills or whatever. I
Pills
was like,
and yeah,
nothing wrong with that, because some of those products are amazing and we
amazing.
need them. But like, in terms of like a business, like we want to be and a brand, like it's so much better to be known for who we are, right?
Ourselves than the face
Yeah,
of something else and another brand. Yeah, absolutely. Agree.
totally. So um I just lost my train of thought there, but yeah, I went all in, and within 3 months I created some success, and I was just like, the next level me wants to step in and really
Mm-hmm.
create space for myself and dive all in. And so I quit my corporate job of 11 years,
So
which was
exciting. How did you
scary AF.
feel? Yeah.
Honestly, I was pretty terrified.
So you had an 11-year corporate career. You had all the holidays, the bonuses, the sick leaves, etc., etc. And here you are 3 months into your new online business and you went, see ya, to your job.
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, I know.
How did you feel, I guess, 3 months after it? And did you feel free letting go from where you came into the online space and just knowing you could work this and it was all yours and achieve the success that you wanted to?
Definitely felt free. Yes, it took me a little while to let go of that identity, because that had been my identity for so long.
Mm,
And I kind of held on to that for a while, as much as like I didn't want to.
yeah,
But yeah, now it's like, God, like, what do we want to do? Like, we've got Bali planned to go and live over there in August, but
that's
we're
so
like, well,
exciting.
yeah, but let's go way before that. Like, why wait until then? It's just that we have 3 dogs, so it's
The fur babies are like babies and they just keep you around. I know what you mean. It's like you got to look after them anyway.
yeah, you don't want to leave them. Otherwise, we'd both so be overseas all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've been in this business for a little while now. So I guess the main thing was it the fact that you weren't selling products to friends and family that sort of attracted you into this, considering you'd come from network marketing previously?
Yeah, that was definitely something that got me over,
Mm-hmm.
because I I just, yeah, I didn't want to be doing that anymore. Like, just didn't feel good reaching out to people, and just like, I guess, just wearing so many hats,
Yeah.
which we don't have to do in this business, which is amazing. But it was the
Yes.
fact that, yeah, it was the fact that we actually get paid to just be who we
Be
are and share,
us.
yeah, and share whatever we're passionate about. So,
Mm-hmm.
before I was sharing like shakes and healthy capsules, and as much as I liked them and they helped people, I didn't always want to be talking about shakes and capsules. I actually, like, I actually want to talk about the things that are important to me and empowering women, and not
Mm-hmm.
splitting it up, just being me without having to bang on about something else, because that's not really authentic.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. Especially with the products and then trying to talk about the business. It's like you talk about the product, you talk about the business, and it's like friends and family start to delete you and block you. And
Yeah, and
Network
then
marketing is
yeah, and then it's like you actually post something about your life, or like, you know, you got a new relationship, or you hear about people in network marketing that have a baby, and then all of a sudden everyone who didn't comment for like so long has like commented, and they're like, oh, they were seeing my posts all that time, they just didn't want to hear it.
That's exactly right. It's
You
so
know,
funny. How do you find this business has changed? Like, what's changed for you since you've started?
mm, a lot has changed for me since I started. I think everything comes to the surface. It's like, you know, you asked what attracted me, but one of the things that attracted me was also the community. That was probably the biggest thing, and seeing other people go through that transformation.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it's like, you know, in corporate or in normal jobs, it's really easy to just sort of plotter along. And, you know, if you're having a day where you don't feel like showing up, to kind of hide or to just go on and then just come home and watch Netflix and go to bed. And whereas if here, like, you're surrounded by people that are all doing the inner work
Yeah.
and, you know,
Mm.
learning, and it's like part of the business is just working on ourselves. So it's like everything has come to the surface that I know I get to work on to
Work on.
step into my highest version of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess just seeing everything that was there and working through like insecurities, doubts, stepping into my potential and seeing what I'm actually capable of.
Yeah, I think that's been a big part of it too. I mean, everybody thinks that you put so much time into the business and you're going to have massive success, and there is a certain part that does need you to show up in your business. But I guess that personal development side of it too, when you're working on that, that also reflects inside your business and helps that to 10x also. And then you start
Yeah.
obviously attracting like-minded people who have the same interests as you, the same goals. And so if you're on the same page and you kind of work with your friends more than just anyone and everyone because you need people to join you, which is not what that's about at all. And I guess, are you finding people that you are now working with are just exactly like you?
I literally get to work with like four of my best friends
Mm-hmm.
that never would have considered joining me before.
Yeah.
And, you know, making so many friends in the community. And even then, it's like when people reach out to know more, if they're not willing to have soulful conversations about what they're looking for in life, where they're at, I'm like, this probably isn't for you, you know?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
I mean, we do get to choose who we work with, which is a major bonus. And it's not just you want to work with everyone and anyone. So,
No, because that's just not fulfilling. And then, like, you know, you think about the long term and what
mm-hmm.
actually, like, you know, what actually makes us want to get up and serve and create. And that's not working with people that aren't like-minded, that we wouldn't choose to, like, it's not like,
Work with
you know,
a typical job where you're kind of stuck with people every day.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We get to choose, and it's not about the short-term gain of a commission. It's about actually, like, who do we want in our soul tribe?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, I mean, since starting this business, and you've had massive shifts since, and you mentioned you'll be moving to Bali shortly, which is super exciting, and
Just for a little bit.
traveling for a bit. So you've been to Bali before, and you're sort of heading over just for a bit of a change in lifestyle, because you can.
Yeah, so I would love to move there, but my
Mm-hmm.
family won't actually take the dogs for any longer than a month, and there's
Mm-hmm.
no way that we would put them in
Like
like a
care or somewhere. Yeah.
no, no.
So, so where do you see, I guess, having this business now? Do you see the next year? Do you see things sort of going from here now that you have the freedom to sort of creating anything that you want, really?
Yeah, so it's allowing me to step more into things that I'm really passionate about. So, like, speaking is something that's come up. So,
Mm-hmm.
speaking at retreats, getting just more clear on my message.
Mm-hmm. Do you mind me
What
asking
else? Like,
your
yeah.
message? What is your message? And I guess your dream to put out there for people who you're wanting to attract? What's your message? Yeah.
Yeah, so my message is that it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. It, like, if you can create a vision and you know what you want, you can create the most amazing, wildest dream, beautiful life that you fall in love with, all through your mindset and, you know, strengthening that belief in yourself, because anything's possible. Like, you look at Oprah and people that didn't come from privileged backgrounds, but they've been able to
Yeah.
create magic in their lives and impact so many people. So that's what I'm really passionate about. And yeah, like, it's just, it allows me now this year, there's like retreats and courses that I want to do in, you know, speaking and NLP, and I get to do that now and start practicing it and like impacting in that way as well, because that's what this business allows us to do,
To
right?
do. That's exactly it. We get to be free and just be us and explore those avenues rather than just be in this box of what we have to do and what it needs to look like,
Yeah.
which is kind of really a nice change.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it kind of sucks, but it's I mean, it's it's normal. So for anyone that is in that 9 to 5, it's hard to get out of that, right? Like, once you're in the system, it's a system for a reason, and it's kind of, it's like the only way that most people know. So it's okay to be in that, but to actually know that you can get out of that and you can create a change, that's amazing, and that's where magic can happen, when you allow that and are open to it.
Absolutely. So I guess my final question would be, if someone was sitting on the sidelines and they had tried the whole network marketing thing, they want to start online, they don't know where to start, what kind of advice would you give to someone looking to get into the online space who's sort of on the fence and not sure?
Yeah, I would say that if you're thinking about it, that desire got planted there for a reason, and that's because that is possible for you, because whatever you imagine is possible for you, and it wouldn't be planted there if it wasn't. So, like, honor yourself and honor your intuition and take that step by looking, because if you never ever look, you'll never ever know. And
That's
if you
right.
don't, yeah, and if you don't take the signs when the universe is like showing you
Sending them.
things,
Yeah.
then it's not going to keep like working with you. And what happens when you ignore things and you suppress them is that it gets harder and harder to make a change. It gets harder and harder to create what you do want. So open up and take that step, and otherwise you're just going to be stuck. Like, you just got to ask yourself, what is your goal? What is your vision? Is what you're already doing actually aligning to that? Like, is it going to help you create that?
Get there.
And if it's, yeah, and if it's not, then you've got to ask yourself, okay, well, who do I need to be to create that? Or what do I need to step into? And if you know you've got this opportunity, like, you owe it to yourself to take a look at least. Like, you know, we've got a risk-free trial that goes for 14 days that allows you inside one of the world's best internet marketing educational platforms, where we have people like Dennis Yu training us on
How
creating a
amazing is
brand. I know, right? Like, he charges, like, I don't know how much he said he charges, like, for like an hour just to
Yeah.
work with, but
His
very
knowledge blows my
talented.
mind.
Yeah, and we get that, you know, and you get that. So you get to come in and you get to explore that. You get to speak to someone about the business. You get to see how it works. Where else do you get an opportunity to actually try something before you buy it, so you can
Yeah.
make a fully informed decision, and not just like in network marketing where you hear it from someone, but it's like Chinese whispers and it changes, and you don't really get the same message depending on who you start up with. Here, everything's set up to give
It's
you
the
the
same
best
information
start.
across the board. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like 99 risk free, and if you don't like it, you got some amazing education to help you in whatever online space you decide to go. And you got to fulfill yourself by actually looking into
Into it
what might
further.
be an option for you. So I'd say to just get off the fence and just like invest in yourself by following through on what the niggles of your soul are calling you to do. Because if you don't, you end up just going backwards.
Yeah, left wandering and sitting in the dark.
Yeah, and that's not fun at all for anybody.
Life is way too short, and unfortunately for some, it takes something drastic to happen before they wake up. And
I know.
yeah,
Yes. And
yeah,
we don't have to do things through trauma. We can actually just do things through deciding that we want our life to feel better.
bit different. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. All right, lovely. Thank you so much, Ten, for joining me on today's live. Thank you, everybody, for jumping on. I hope you all have an amazing afternoon, Thursday, and thank you so much for joining us. All right, have
Thanks
an
so
amazing
much.
afternoon. Thanks so much, lovely. I'll
Bye,
chat soon.
gorgeous.
All right, bye.
Bye.